All right, how are you doing? This is Tim Ward with Guard Digital Marketing. So I have this video coming to you as promised. It's going to contain some few simple tips and tricks, or nuggets of information you guys can use to start at boosting and improving online presence and traffic to your website. Now, I have the homepage of the website here pulled up, which I will dive into a little bit deeper here just in a second. I always like to look at a Google page. So, you guys are writing independent, so I'm sure you do some, services into the Kansas City area as well, or the actual city itself. So let's say I was in Kansas City, residing there, and I needed some roofing services done. This is definitely something or um, something very similar that I would actually type into Google to look for those services to be done by a local company, right? Now, that's what we call a buyer intent keyword. And this is how you would optimize your website, right? To be ranked for these types of words, okay? To bring in the not only the amount of traffic you want, but the quality traffic that you want too. People actually looking to buy services from you. Now, let's look at a page of Google here, see how it's kind of set up and the relevancy and where you want to be ranking within a page here as well. So first, we're going to see Google guaranteed ads. In this case, these are local, trusted, and verified companies. And as you can imagine, with them being right up front and center, they are going to get a lot of clicks and conversions from these here up top alone. Okay. Next, you can see the Google Map Pack. So your Google business profiles are going to be ranked within here. Now, the top three ranking within here are going to get a lot of clicks. As you can see, they're the first one showing here without having to click an extra button. So a lot of people are going to stick within here, especially when we're seeing, some good reviews and ratings here, right? So just need to make sure your Google business profile is completely filled out 100%, optimize it. You have pictures in your business profile as well, and then make sure you're bringing in reviews and higher ratings from every client that you can. Okay, and once you do all that, that'll start to boost you within here. You can even click on some of these guys. You can do a little research yourself and see how many pictures do they have, how many reviews do they have, what are their ratings on those reviews, so on and so forth, just so you can see where they're at, copy them, and beat those numbers as well, and that'll start boosting you up within here. Now, the next place, of course, you want to be here too is within the organic rankings. Now, you will see quite a few directories, which is normal for roofing, but you will see our first competitor here, Christian Brothers Roofing, has the number one position when it comes to organics. So we will look at him or their website to see where they're sitting and where they're succeeding at when it comes to their website. So I did pull their website up, and we'll be doing a quick comparison between your guys' website and theirs. Okay. So again, I have the homepage pulled up here. Now I always like to look at a homepage of a client's website because it's going to give me a quick overview to see are they within Google's sweet spot when it comes to a homepage. Now Google's sweet spot for a homepage and content within the homepage is having 1,500 to 2,000 words of content on that homepage alone. And then within that, you should have for every 150 to 200 words of content, you should have one of those buyer intent keywords like I was referencing to in my Google page that I had pulled up. So something very similar to roofing Kansas City, Missouri. Something very similar would be, roofers in Kansas City, Missouri, roofing companies, Kansas City, Missouri. You could probably keep the Missouri out of it. You can throw the Kansas City, Missouri before roofing, so on and so forth. There's so many variations to it, right? And so as we can see on the homepage, we're not within that sweet spot. Here's our main piece of content. So you definitely need more content on the homepage. And then, of course, that'll bring up the amount of keywords within your homepage as well, so you can start ranking on these first pages of Google, okay? Now, what I did is I use this paid program called Aerosys where I do a lot of my research and quick comparisons too. So I can do a comparison of your website just by throwing it in here. Now it's going to give me a quick dashboard overview of numbers that pertain to your website. Now, the first set of numbers you're seeing are ratings from Google. So the DR is for the entire domain rating, and then UR is for that homepage rating. So as you can see, the homepage has a higher rating than the entire website. So most likely what that means here is you're throwing backlinks from your referring domains at your homepage, which is building some power and trust within Google. So backlink, is any a link or clickable text to your website from a different website. So let's say you had a Ron's Roofing Facebook page, maybe you had a post or two, or within the description of your guys's Facebook page, you had a link to your website. So that would be a backlink within Facebook, which we would consider the referring domain. Now, the key about these is that they are all not the same. You want ones that are of a high quality, because Google is going to obviously see that, and that'll definitely build more trust than just any other backlink and power within Google. Okay. Now, you guys only have 3 keywords within your website. So for a website like yours, when it comes to roofing and the amount of different surface areas you guys would have, being around Kansas City, you would want the amount of keywords probably within 50 and 100, and you could still keep all those at buyer intent keywords that are going to bring in traffic of people actually looking to get services from you guys. So that comes into optimizing the entire website, not just the homepage at that point, to make sure you're building the keywords within there correctly. And then, of course, starting to build trust and power within Google by building out these quality backlinks within the quality referring domains. Okay. And even with the numbers that we're looking at here, you're bringing in about 25 to 30 people a month coming to the website. Okay. So let's do a quick comparison and see where they may be succeeding with these numbers. So you guys have a quick little, overview of what you have to do to beat the competitors, right? And not any competitor, but the top competitor. So we can see the ratings here. They are relatively higher when it comes down to it. Now, these ratings are again out of 100. Now, these still relatively seem low, but when it comes to Google, a rating of anywhere between 30 and 40 is going to be within your top, 10 to 20% of all websites on the internet. So that does mean you do have quite a bit of power and trust within Google once you're within that 30 to 40 rating. Okay. Now, we can see the ratings are higher because of the amount of backlinks and referring domains they have. But I'll be honest, with this amount of backlinks and so forth, you should probably have more trust. So these probably aren't of the highest quality. Now, also, we can see the amount of keywords they have. Now, Christian Brothers on their website does have a blog. So they're ranking for some keywords that aren't necessarily buyer intent, whether it be, flat roof or seamless gutters, just kind of some generic keywords that aren't, they're bringing in people that may be looking for information, but not necessarily buying services from you. Okay. So this traffic may be skewed a little bit, but let's be on the generous side, and let's even say 50% of it is traffic that you don't even really necessarily want. So still 1,500 of the people coming into the website every month are people coming in looking for services from you directly, right? You're not really having to compete with other companies. If you're getting, leads from Angie's List or Home Advisor, where they send it to 5 different companies and you're scrambling and instantly competing with everybody. So those are people specifically coming to your website because they like what they see, okay? And they're going to call you and you still have to close them. So 100% of those aren't coming straight to you. But even if your closing ratio was 5 or 10%, that's still a lot of extra jobs and revenue per month when it comes to roofing. So you probably have enough traffic to nitpick which homeowners you want to work with, or business owners if you guys do commercial, and then even be able to pick from those two and figure out which ones are going to be higher profit margin jobs. You don't have to do the repairs necessarily. You could do full roof replacement, so on and so forth. So that's the type of opportunity and traffic you're missing out on when it comes to not building that trust and optimizing the website within Google. So I think overall, there are definitely some tips and tricks and nuggets of knowledge within this video that you guys can use. So if it's not too crazy for me to ask or too crazy of an idea, I'd love to hear some feedback from you. did you find this video of value or informational at all? If not, no harm, no foul. Still like to hear that so I can build up, the growth and make these videos, have some more value to them. And then two, if you guys have any questions or concerns about anything I talked about, please feel free to reach out to. And you can do that, whether it be a phone call, a text, or an email, which will all be, within that email that I send this video in. So I just wanted to say thank you again, and I appreciate your time for taking time out of your busy day to watch this video, and just enjoy the rest of your day as well. So thank you.